Good morning. You ready for breakfast? This is a dog that didn't used to sit and wait for breakfast. Still willing to have Gussy's gut dry. And she's excited about her Shine pet food with Gussy's gut on it. This is her excited face. Okay, here you go. Breakfast time used to be me following her around with the food bowl.
That's hysterical. So you know she's excited because of her ears? How do you know?
Yeah, exactly. She's very demure. She is. Actually, when she's outside, she's insane. She's, a totally different dog, but yeah, she's very well behaved, very serious about things.
I do remember those eyes. They're gorgeous.
Right.
Yeah, the up look is amazing. So
Yeah.
what do you mean you would have to follow her around to make her eat or something? Or
Oh yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's been she and her sister who were, they're from a shelter, but they were turned into a shelter in Florida because they were sick all the time. So the people bought them from a backyard breeder, basically. And the two puppies were in that home for about 4 months before they were turned in because they were too expensive, because they were sick constantly. And when she and her sister, my sister and myself, took the two dogs, they were sick for months and months. And this is two veterinarians that, couldn't really get a handle on it. And my sister realized that the dogs were allergic to chicken, or, I should say sensitive to chicken. And it's pretty hard to be allergic to something when you're that young. So she did have better success at least getting control of it before I did, because I didn't realize that I was cooking her food with chicken in it. And things got better, quite a bit once we realized that. But she's been a constant struggle. Lots of testing, lots of animal biome testing, and it's been an uphill climb for sure, and getting better and better. And eating fresh food has made a huge difference for her. But there's at least 50% of the time in the past she would refuse to eat anything at all, except if it was hand fed to her and following her around. And then she would get sicker, so it was a real struggle for a long time. I've never, in being a veterinarian and I helped run a rescue organization. I've had hundreds of animals in my care and never had to do that. So it's obviously.
So actually, she's been one of your best teachers. Would that be correct, Kim?
Yeah. My first teacher was a Weimaraner. Same thing came to me. So for the 14 years I had that Weimaraner, he ate home cooked food. That was way before, really, really a long, long time ago, before anybody really talked about that. And that was the only thing he could eat. And it was, highly successful in his case. So same situation, but trying all the things I know have helped her, but not really pushed her that final mile. So she's doing very well. She does now eat both meals without a big struggle. We live next to a river, so she does like to indulge in really disgusting river water. So there's times when she's not herself, but it's far less than it was. Yeah.
Wow,
and she really likes the taste of Gussy's Gut. She's, that's being a topper has also made a big difference. And then finally getting her on Shine 100%, without me having to cook separately or, make fancy things happen for her. She's doing really well. Yeah.
Kim, I'm not familiar with Shine. Can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, sure. The Shine Pet Foods is in Santa Fe. And the original name was Marty's Meals. So you can, if you Google it, you can pull up both. The name has changed recently, and but nothing else has. The quality is all 100% the same. So I consult for Shine. Sandy Bosman is the owner, and they've been operating for almost 10 years in Santa Fe, and having beautiful success. So making fresh food, either raw or gently cooked food. The ingredients are amazing. Many locally sourced ingredients, and then also the key ingredient here in this conversation, anyway, is that our food is certified organic. That's really hard to come by. Extremely difficult, and also extremely difficult to accomplish. So we can. I have some details on how that happens. To get certified organic food for pets is, challenging, to say the least.
Yeah.
But we are now, you're having success with Gussy's Gut. That's just been an addition that has actually made a difference. Is that correct?
I do. I do think having a topper that she loves the taste of, and then seems to have really just kind of brought everything together. I do have her, and have had her on a program for quite a while, where she gets folate in her food, added folate, which you should produce in your gut at certain levels, and if you're sick, if you have inflammatory bowel disease or sick gut in some ways or another, you either might have too little, too much, you might have too little B12, and there's testing for all that. And so she has, had that, been on that program for a while. It sort of maintained her, and at this point, she's almost able to come off the folate, and that hasn't been the case. We've had to keep her. I say we because I always treat my own dog. My colleagues and I, I've had to keep her on folate for. It's been at least 6 months. So she's hopefully at this point getting enough, prebiotics, which she gets in her food, but it's just, I do think it's been a huge addition, really.
Well, that sounds to me like you're telling me that her microflora, her microbiome has improved to the point that she is in producing her own folate.
I hope so. And I hope so for lots of my patients. I mean, Rob and I were talking about how many patients I see. It's like, I would say 50% of the cases I see of either just completely GI situation issues, or related things that I believe are related to GI, like allergies, severe allergies, especially these really young patients with severe allergies. And they are all related to, they have the same complaints. They don't think of to tell you unless you ask, but they'll say, oh yeah, they have a very sensitive stomach, or they have a lot of gas, or they have, poor appetite. And I'd love to tie all of that together. And also, for finicky eaters, like having experienced it with my own dog for the first time in 100 dogs, it's a nightmare, really, to have an animal that doesn't feel good enough to eat.
Absolutely.